The man was crying out loudly, devastated because his friend Abdo had sacrificed himself to save him. In that moment, Polnareff was furious, wanting to avenge Abdo's death by killing the person responsible, Haas. But then, suddenly, in the reflection of a nearby mirror, Polnareff saw the image of Kyr's stand. Polnareff quickly turned around to search for Kyr but couldn't find him. However, the reflection in the mirror was already right in front of him. Outraged, Polnareff immediately summoned Silver Chariot and attacked, shattering the mirror instantly. To his surprise, after the mirror shattered, Kyr's reflection remained, holding a knife and ready to strike. At the same time, Haas pulled out a handgun and shot at him. Just as Polnareff was about to meet his end, Kakyoin appeared just in time, summoning Hierophant Green to launch an attack and save him. He then quickly drove away with Polnareff to safety. But as the two of them breathed a sigh of relief, Kakyoin suddenly saw Kyr's stand reflected in the car's rearview mirror. In a panic, the car lost control and flipped over. The two quickly climbed out of the car and looked for a place with no reflective surfaces. That's when a child suddenly appeared in front of them. At first, they didn't think much of it, but in the next moment, Polnareff noticed Kyr's stand in the child's eyes. They immediately tried to flee and urged the child to leave. However, the child didn't move and remained where he was. And at that moment, Kyr's stand grabbed Polnareff by the neck, trying to choke him. Kyr knew Polnareff wouldn't harm the child, so he used that to control him. Just as Kyr was about to deliver the final blow, Polnareff kicked the sand beneath his feet, blinding the child. As the child closed his eyes, Polnareff quickly summoned Silver Chariot and slashed at Kyr's stand. Now, Polnareff understood how Kyr's stand worked. Its presence only existed in reflected worlds, and when those worlds disappeared, Kyr had to move to another reflective surface. Suddenly, Kyr's stand exploded in a burst of light, and Kyr screamed in agony. Polnareff and Kakyoin rushed to the source of the sound, and sure enough, there was an injured man lying there. But as Kakyoin examined the man, he noticed something strange. He only had one right hand. This wasn't Kyr. Just then, a knife was plunged into Polnareff's back, and the real Kyr appeared before them. Kakyoin tried to attack, but before he could act, a swarm of homeless people surrounded them. Kyr had figured out his stand's weakness. By increasing the number of reflective surfaces, he could hide his movements and avoid detection. At that moment, Kyr was moving through the eyes of the homeless people, causing harm to Polnareff and Kakyoin every time he moved. Just when they were at a loss, Kakyoin had an idea. He pulled a coin from his pocket, and it immediately drew the attention of all the homeless people. He threw it into the air. As everyone's eyes followed the coin, Polnareff kicked sand into their eyes, forcing them all to close their eyes. Kyr's stand tried to escape into the coin, but Silver Chariot appeared in the air, slashing through the stand and cutting it in half. Kyr, realizing he couldn't escape, tried to flee, but Polnareff summoned all his strength and delivered a final, devastating blow, knocking Kyr to the ground. At last, Polnareff avenged his sister and Abdo.